ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணிட வேண்டியதானே? நான் எங்களத பார்க்கவா?
ஆமா சார். இப்ப போயிடுச்சு. உங்களுக்கு ஸ்ட்ரீம் ஆயிட்டு தான் இருக்கு. போனேன்.
பேசலாம் கேட்குமே.
கேட்காது சார். மைக் வந்து ஆமா சார். இந்த மைக்ல ஆடியோ கொடுத்துருக்கீங்களா? ப்ரௌசர் ஆடியோ தானே சார் கொடுக்கணும். பாருங்க சார். இப்ப பாருங்க சார். பேசுற ஆடியோ எதுவும் வராது சார். வருதான்னு பாருங்க.
இதுல வந்து லைவ்னு காமிக்குது.
ஆமா சார்.
ஆனா நம்ம நினைக்கிறது வரல.
ஆட்டோ கொடுங்க. நம்ம எல்லாமே delete பண்ணிட்டோம்.
இப்ப கண்டிப்பா கொடுத்துருங்க. இந்த மைக் ஆக்ஸ் தான் இருக்குது.
மைக்கு நீங்க இந்த மைக் ஆன் பண்ணிருக்கீங்க. அதனால அந்த மைக் காட்டுது. வேற ஒண்ணும் இல்ல.
அது ஆனா வெளியில போகாதா?
வெளியில போகாது. இத வந்து என்ன பண்ணணும்னா இந்த இருக்கு இல்லையா?
அப்ப நான் எடுத்து வச்சிருந்தேன். அதான் எங்களோட இன்ஸ்டியூட்டோட லாகின். இதுதான் இந்த லைவ்னு காமிக்குது பாருங்க நம்ம இதுல.
அம்மா லைவ் அடிக்கல. நம்ம லைவ் ஆரம்பிக்கல. அதனால வந்து
இல்ல இதா அந்த இது வரணும் அப்பதானே. இல்ல இது கரெக்டா செட் ஆகல போல சார். பாருங்க பண்ணி.
இந்த போஸ்ட் வரலையா? இல்ல இங்க போஸ்ட் வந்துருச்சு
சார் இங்க பாருங்க. இதுல இப்படி இது போட்டோம்.
ஆமா
இந்த
சார்.
லைவ் நீங்க காமிக்குது. இப்ப லேட்டா வரணும்.
ஆமா பாருங்க சார். இங்க லைவ் தான் காட்டுது சார். இல்ல என்னோட இது ஆமா. நீங்க லைவ்ல தானே இருக்கீங்க. இது உங்களுடைய இன்புட் கிடையாது சார்.
வாங்க வாங்க. இப்ப எந்த லைவ காமிக்குது? Yes, you are going to help.
Yes sir.
You are okay.
One festival is also going to happen, sir, for and also they have some music also. One music.
Video is restricted now.
This restricted not. Close பண்ணுங்க.
இல்ல இங்க எங்களோட செட்டிங்ல ஏதாவது போட்டேன் பாப்போம் லைவ்ல. தம்பி ஏன் ஃபுல்லா இருக்கு சவுண்ட்? இல்ல இதை நீங்க வந்து ஃப்ரெஷ்ஷா பண்ற மாதிரி பண்ணல. இது உள்ள லாகின்ல இருக்குது. இது யூடியூப் லாகின்ல இருக்கு. எங்க சேனல் அதே மாதிரி இது ஓபிஎஸ் இருக்குது. எப்படி ஃப்ரெஷ்ஷா எப்படி பண்ணணுமோ பண்ணுங்க.
நமக்கு குடுத்தலாம் அதான் ஃப்ரெஷ். அது அவுட்புட் வருதா வரலையாங்கிறது தான் மேட்ரு.
வருதா?
வந்துச்சு NIS.
எவ்வளோ நேரம் ஆகுமா வர்றதுக்கு?
போய் பாத்தீங்களா?
அப்படியா? ஏன் அப்படி? நான் வந்து யூடியூப் அன்இன்ஸ்டால்.
என்னாச்சு?
நான் பேசலாம் கேக்குதா?
இந்த ஆடியோ
this thing. That's the center has started. That is Center for Technology in Traditional Medicine. Officially, it was started by December 2022. I just took charge as a first director of this particular thing. I have a single editor. We have just started this center. And here it's a brainchild of our Honorable Vice Chancellor, that is Professor the center has started. He is a former Vice Chancellor now. And Traditional of course, I should mention here officially it was started by December 2022. I just wanted to acknowledge here it's a brainchild of Honorable Vice Chancellor, that is the center has started. He is a former Vice Technology in Traditional Medicine. Officially it was started by December 2022. I just wanted to acknowledge here that's the center has started. He is a former Vice Technology in Traditional Medicine. Officially it was started by December 2022. I just wanted to acknowledge that's the center has started. He is a former Vice Technology in Traditional Medicine. Officially it was started by December 2022. I just wanted to acknowledge that's the center has started. He is a former Vice Technology in Traditional Medicine. Officially it was started by December 2022. Crystal Growth Center, that is the National Hub for Healthcare Instrumentation Development and all. And the AUKBC, which is MIT campus. That's the center has started. He is a former Vice Technology in Traditional Medicine. Officially it was started by December 2022. Development and all. And the AUKBC, which is MIT campus. That's the center has started. He is a former Vice Technology in Traditional Medicine. Officially it was started by December 2022. Development and all. And the AUKBC, which is MIT campus. That's the center has started. He is a former Vice Technology in Traditional Medicine. Officially it was started by December 2022. Production. Development and all. And the AUKBC, which is MIT campus. That's the center has started. He is a former Vice Technology in Traditional Medicine. Officially it was started by December 2022. Development and all. And the AUKBC, which is MIT campus. That's the center has started. He is a former Vice Technology in Traditional Medicine. Officially it was started by December 2022. Development and all. And the AUKBC, which is MIT campus. That's the center has started. He is a former Vice Technology in Traditional Medicine. Officially it was started by December 2022. And the AUKBC, which is MIT campus. That's the center has started. He is a former Vice Technology in Traditional Medicine. Officially it was started by December 2022.
Hello people,
And the AUKBC, which is MIT campus.
sorry for the inconvenience. Please everyone please join in the YouTube live. At the technical glitch so it will continue the meeting first. So please join the YouTube live. You can watch in NIS Chennai YouTube channel as well as Ayush TV YouTube channel. And the link is
About CTTM, அப்பப்போ நாங்கள் எழுப்பிக்கிட்டே இருப்போம். Anything guys? சி பாவமா சொல்றீங்க. Okay, how herbs involved in this food product development? Because உங்களோட foremost about CTT concept is starting here. So the herbs, that is the medicinal herbs, what you are just having at a daily routine, and how it is going to be converted to a product. That is anything, guys? So that's why we are just going to look into. So the first one is the exploring the. Okay, how herbs involved in this food product development? Because உங்களோட foremost about CTT concept is starting here. So the herbs, that is the medicinal herbs, what you are just having at a daily routine, and how it is going to be converted to a product. That is anything, guys? So that's why we are just supplements using this kind of. So the first one is the exploring the. Okay, how herbs involved in this food product development? Because உங்களோட foremost about CTT concept is starting here. So the herbs, that is the medicinal herbs, what you are just having at a daily routine, and how it is going to be converted to a product. That is anything, guys? So that's why we are just supplements using this kind of. So the first one is the exploring the. Okay, how herbs involved in this food product development? Because உங்களோட foremost about CTT concept is starting here. So the herbs, that is the medicinal herbs, what you are just having at a daily routine, and how it is going to be converted to a product. That is anything, guys? So that's why we are just supplements using this kind of. So the first one is the exploring the. Okay, how herbs involved in this food product development? Because உங்களோட foremost about CTT concept.
நம்ம சாப்பிட்டு வந்தோம் போயிட்டு தான் இருக்கோம்.
So we have the same story, guys. Adela does integrating herbs into everyday nutrition, herbal remedies and culinary practices. And so it's the six effects of culinary. But two many things will be added. One to one, now you take food, it has a much effect of all this stuff. Natural innovation is to provide another do the stuff. So the future. So the future of what happens. Advancements in the scientific research. It's happening now. Because the plant is medicinal plant, what you're supposed to use, like we have to just get the right chemicals out of it, we need to have it into the food, one of the after food, another is because of the extremely regulated money, then it has to go for the function. Right? So the same way, so that is advancements in chemical research, then the functioning of research to functional foods, and regulated challenges, that is really managed, because you have a little one, you have put out it, because you don't know, there is a role. Integrated what I say. And that's collaborative research with the food and that only is because we are the most founders with the strong natural plants. Not a collaborative research to go for the product. without following that, then you have to go for modernized bookstores. So that's the intention of implementing all these concepts. That is the limit of non-color restrictions and innovative methods as one of the new possibilities of resolving sanitation and market fluid. So the coming to this new product development. Here is one question for the new product development. யாரெல்லாம் ரிசர்ச் சுற்றுலா பண்ண போறாங்க கையில இந்த வீடியோ சுற்றுலா பண்ணாங்க போது
பண்ண முடியல எல்லாரும் ஆனா இதுல யூடியூப் லைவ் நான் போட்டுருக்கேன் இந்த ஆடியோ போட்டு அந்த ஆடியோ ரெண்டு மிக்ஸ் பண்ணி உள்ள
creating, formulating, and launch new food product. Of course, it's innovation. It's a key to stay competent in the food industry. I think you will have to see that. So what is market research is? So the market is almost the same. That is understanding the consumer preferences and the limits and everything in the master market and market analysis. So we need to get that experience and then to research the technology advances. We are not going to research the product. So taking that, so once I just not everything. So you have to just go for the value. Moving over to so the technical, financial, and the regulatory things. These are the limited process phase major. No matter how you have in the same way. So regulatory things are not being activated on my policy.
இல்ல குனிஞ்சு
Okay, ரொம்ப புளிச்சது இனிக்குது whatever the necessary analysis would be done based on that. And finally, the fourth would be just to create the good knowledge, technical, so So once it's done, then you go for make sure that it's safety. Then among the ingredients, whatever is added, whether it is safety or sensitive or not, it must be mastered. Then how to definitely product. Only private sensory channels, that is appearance, taste, aroma, texture, these are the 90% around space or analysis. Okay, this is good. So all that will be extract and you will go further with that. இது எல்லாமே முடிச்சிட்டு they want to present something from the data. Then we have to go to packages. இது எல்லாம் வந்து analysis focus ability testing, which we can occur you never the package. You need அது முடிச்சிருச்சு then how to successfully market அது marketing இதெல்லாமே நம்மளோட வேலை கிடையாது that is industry நம்மளோட வேலை என்ன ஆகுது so the market survey sometimes நம்ம பண்ணலாம் யாராவது பண்ணி ஓகே இதெல்லாம் இதெல்லாம் எனக்கு கேட்கறாங்க we need to start market promotion தான் ரெண்டு ப்ரோக்ராம் வராது கேட்கணும் normally the sector from the city to the even the business about to be in one it does not work really well. Industry have to work on the data. So that's the conversation we want. So after the challenges are freeze drying, with a lot of the water food processing technique will be used here frequently. Because to make the product like packaging, so we have to go for the marketing things. Looking at the multi products needed for the challenges இருக்கும் இப்ப சர்வீஸ் வந்து டிக்கெட் எல்லாம் நிகழ்ப்போம் இன்னொரு என்ன ப்ராடக்ட் சொன்னா அந்த கான்செப்ட் தான் இருக்குமா அப்ப என்னோட கான்செப்ட் எங்க வரும்னா அதோட ரிசர்வேஷன் ஸ்டாண்டர்ட்ஸ் குள்ள வரும் to make it more stable. ஒரு மூணு வாரத்துக்கு இருக்கலாமா அப்படிங்கிறது எனக்கு சேலஞ்ச் ஆகும் ஒரு மாசத்துக்கு வரலாமா புரியுதா these kind of restrictions that we have to also involve in the tender product. Very to drink is not correct because the next third includes one I mean the next take beverages are 20 years. So அதே மாதிரி based on the வாடகையோட ஒரு தோஷா ரிலேட்டட் அதாவது பொருளாதாரம் எல்லாம் படிக்கிறீங்க இல்லையா அது பேஸ் பண்ணி கூட we can formulate so நம்மளோட ப்ராஜெக்ட் ஓகே we can explore to project so that's key அதே மாதிரி
technologies also because these are the modern food probably industry which is there in the picture of different technologies. Now the modern advanced storage, system do that, we do it. Every system, marketing, marketing, smart, smart services. This level of being operated in the to find out the level of the call. Smart marketing, serious advancements to probably smart. So what is the regulation here? So what is the awareness? Definitely there is an automated offering for these regulatory body on the EA in 2022. Is it a very much? See, where under automated offering. So my physical against meaning under one of the instance state data. So we have director of the thing. Money versus number one, and then the first is only mainly this mainly focusing on saving money and money approvals because it includes what we're supposed to add that so that we not get the approval and limited guidelines also. You don't need to know because of the ingredients of policies also, and they are regulating in these aspects. Everything is regulating in this aspect. What is global implementation is the need for lightweight. I find it example of my easy now the standards without barriers. So some algorithms over with unit routes and the other into it. Only the formulations cannot differ go out of the traditional way. So because of every animal we have to do it. So that is one of the main factors here with it. I will have I think there was more good manufacturing analysis because the land of the law history properly business because of the food the efforts to manage through it. We have announced this looking in the number of looking the economic development situation. We were looking so that only now everything and we go then even nothing to do. So here are the seven studies. Of course, it's one day. One plus 6 and study now. So look at the accepting studies. You can only go to two study for questioning or what the things of saying now. Yeah, what do you want to know? What's that know? What's happening? Because of what? So microbial contamination matters here, right? You cannot source of certain are not stored down. So technically not the word six but and handle so this is some of the quality measures should be based on this and there is labeling and the practice of this immediately before we get one of the ingredients one of the it will be lots of labels and representation which marks the display on the iron label. From the water level, the right meaning about some exoplanet or something like that, it should be and later then if it is not, so it's the people on another stage on the moment you open, you know what instruction is meant. The
என்ன பண்ணுவோம் okay. So what is really recognized is really important for this kind of. So this is really important because those who are not interested in food research also you people can just afford to do this kind of research. One is smart sustainable food processing, that is meaningful food processing. Very sensitive and always so I can't just go further. I mean, not for technologies and all. So you can use any kind of molecule. I mean, the complex versus the plant is not. And you know what? Molecules are going to change colors, liquids, and also they're very highly things of and whenever there is very promoting that is energy, zero production methods, not great technology. Even if we are sleepy bodies, even if it's close, it's very tight. Another thing is organic protein guys. Equal is connected to organic proteins, plant-based proteins. Now, all the meat and the that we have so far, plant-based meat. So, that is one of the major food system. அந்த மாதிரி டெக்ஸ்டரோட அந்த மாதிரி புரோட்டீன் கண்டென்ட்டோட ஏதாவது இருக்கு அப்படின்னு சொன்னா you can get commercialized and the plant-based protein for the non-food sources. And here are the clean label and natural ingredients because the reduction of artificial additives. So it's not that they are very natural. So natural colors, natural preservation, so this is one of the products. And of course, the common sugar reduction technology. There is a thing like heat rights. Less sugar, less salt. So we can just hospitals, every one they just take up so we can do this. What we just discussed till now. Another thing is AI towards advanced technology. There is AI of transactional. So I have explained to one of the sensor-based studies. Another thing is 3D footprinting. So இதெல்லாம் ஒரு structural modification ஒரு trend. Another thing is reduction of scale. That is, நம்ம என்னென்ன resources நம்ம யூஸ் பண்றோமோ so it should be properly utilized. So the waste should be minimized or zero waste production. So that is a trend here. So you have to think in that way also. And the modification, right? Modification is same kind of country related that's biodiversification. So once the product is taken under agro now this is like something into the crop processing those 45. So that is normal preservation technology. You can so that is this research also it is there in the sedentary industry. That is compact, nutrient dense, non-shelf-life means. அதுக்காக பார்த்து ஒரு பேச்சுல சொல்லியிருக்கிறாங்க அதே மாதிரி அழகு பேச்சு போச்சு அதே மாதிரி மரபு பேச்சு போச்சு இது எல்லாமே மாறிடுச்சு ஒரு புள்ள this is a controlled environment that is soil-less farming system. So that the nutrients live on its big and so I'm going to put it out please look at this and just give us like so maybe you can just let it so. So what are the funding agencies? I can already I'm just going to do the research in food, functional foods or whatever. So what are the funding agencies? So Ministry of Processing Industries, NIS,
Battery.
ஆட்டோ போட்டேன்.
So whatever we have, the preconceived knowledge, whatever research knowledge that we have as today, and when advancement knowledge, this particular study with this particular venture settings. our doctor mechanism, absorption, help பண்ணுறது. So we had another term, prebiotics. Prebiotics is what your probiotics feed on. Probiotics prebiotics சொல்றோம். Really, for people outside food, I don't know if it is from Instagram or Facebook, but it is very good that you have explored other food items also outside of ப்ராப்பர் பாக்டீரியா இருக்கும், எதுக்கெல்லாம் ப்ராப்பர் பாக்டீரியா இருக்காது.
மீட் பண்ணுவோம். இதுதான் வந்து something that we have to look into.
இதுதான் இட்லி தோசையோட பெனிஃபிஷியல் ஃபேக்டர். வாட் யூ ஹாவ் இன் இட்லி தோசை, இட் இஸ் போஸ்ட்பயோட்டிக்ஸ். தென் பாராபயோட்டிக்ஸ். வாட் இஸ் பாராபயோட்டிக்ஸ்? மேமோட ஸ்லைடில் கூட 3 இடத்துல போட்டிருந்தாங்க. வாட் What is parabiotics? இட்லி தோசையோட beneficial factor. What you have in idli dosa? So parabiotics is nothing but your bacteria, probiotics that cannot replicate. It cannot reproduce. It will be in an inactive form. But still it can give you beneficial activities. Okay va? இட்லி தோசையோட beneficial. இதெல்லாம் வந்து எந்த இடத்துல probiotics can be involved in your ventures. சத்தியமா எனக்கு இதெல்லாம் கேள்விப்பட்டிருக்கேன், கேள்விப்படாத ரெண்டும் போட்டிருக்கேன். But still you people will have to tell me what all these are. Okay va? இட்லி தோசையோட beneficial. இதெல்லாம் வந்து எந்த இடத்துல probiotics can be involved in your ventures. ஆயுர்வேதம், அரிஷ்டம் வந்து சித்தால இருக்குன்னு சொன்னாங்க, அரிஷ்டா தான் ஆயுர்வேதான்னு சொன்னாங்க. You people will have to tell me ஆயுர்வேதாமா உங்களுக்கு தெரியாது. People who are interested can come forward. We can have a discussion. Sorry. The next one is what we have already discussed. ஒரு probiotic சாப்பிட்டா என்னென்ன நடக்கும்? It is better bioavailability of your nutrients. Probiotic benefits இருக்கு. Then you have increased potency. So probiotic இல்லாம எடுத்துக்கும் போது இருக்க potency of your medicine, it increases when you have a probiotic, good gut microbiome, and then it is also detoxification. So what other health challenges you have? It is mostly strain specific. So எனக்கு lactobacillus சாப்பிட்டா நல்லது, gut bacteria தெரியும். ஆனா எந்த lactobacillus சாப்பிடணும்? ஏதாவது ஐடியா இருக்கா? Any idea on what lactobacillus is to be consumed to attain good microbiome? So that is one part where probiotics சாப்பிடலாம், ஆனா என்ன சாப்பிடணும்னு தெரியலங்கிறதுல இருக்க சேலஞ்ச். So we look into this in a commercialization point of view. So இப்போ ஒரு சொசைட்டின்னு எடுத்துக்கிற பட்சத்தில் you have 4 different points. The first one is your scientist. Scientists are who say that what you can eat, what you cannot eat. At least we get to go back and question what we have been eating when someone says they are a science person and releases a video. So that is how we have been operating now. Adukaduthu you have your consumers, which is all of us together. The next one is your regulators. Inga dhaan vandu nammaloda IMD, FSSAI, FDI எல்லாரும் இங்க தான் வராங்க. அதுக்கப்புறம் you have your industries. These people are the manufacturers. ஸோ இவங்களுக்குலாம் என்னென்ன வேணும் அப்படிங்கிறத நம்ம அட்ரஸ் பண்ணுற பட்சத்தில் தான் a single product is going to be a success. ஸோ இங்கே நம்ம கான்சென்ட்ரேட் பண்ண வேண்டியது, the regulators is supposed to safeguard your consumers from misinformation. Scientists as doctors, you will also come under scientist category, and this will be where you will have to give information that are reliable and correct. கன்சியூமர்ஸாக உங்களுக்கு என்ன தேவைப்படுதுன்னா, நீங்கள் ஒரு கிளைம் வைக்கிறீங்க, தட் கிளைம் இஸ் வேலிட், அவ்வளோதான் உங்களுக்கு வேணும். அதுக்கப்புறம் அது வேலிடான கிளைமாக இருக்க பட்சத்தில் அவங்க அதை சாப்பிடலாமா வேணாமா டிசைட் பண்ணுறது அவங்களோட இஷ்டம். வாட் இண்டஸ்ட்ரி வாண்ட்ஸ், ஆஸ் மேம் செட், அவங்க கொடுக்குற இன்வெஸ்ட்மெண்ட்டுக்கு அவங்களுக்கு ப்ராஃபிட் வேணும். தட் இஸ் வெரி இம்பார்ட்டன்ட். அண்ட் சான்சஸ் ஆஃப் மிஸ்ஹாப் வந்து கம்மியாக இருக்கும் போது they will be very interested in investing. That is what industries want. So these are the possible points where you can and we can work together. The first இதெல்லாமே நீங்கள் பார்த்துருப்பீங்க. எத்தனை பேர் வந்து ப்ரோபயோட்டிக் டேப்லெட்ஸ் பார்க்குறீங்க? இன்ஸ்டாகிராம், ஃபேஸ்புக், குட் பக்னு இப்போ ஒரு புது பிராண்ட் ஒன்று வந்திருக்கு. நோ பிராண்ட் என்டார்ஸ்மெண்ட், பட் நவ் தோஸ் ஆர் தி ஃப்ரெஷ் companies getting into the market. என்னன்னா, யூ ஹாவ் அ சாக்கெட் தட் ஹாஸ் காட் ப்ரோபயோட்டிக்ஸ், ப்ரீபயோட்டிக்ஸ். நைட்டு சாப்பிட்டு முடிச்சோடனே தண்ணியில் கலந்து குடிச்சிட்டிங்கன்னா போதும். டெய்லி தயிர் சாப்பிட வேணாம், இட்லி சாப்பிட வேணாம். that is going to aid your digestion. And they have got products that claims for weight reduction பண்ணி தரும்னு சொல்கிறாங்க, then bloating கம்மி பண்ணுன்னு சொல்கிறாங்க, then they are working on targeted delivery also. So this is where probiotics can work with the Siddha people. நீங்கள் சொல்லலாம், இந்த ட்ரக்கோட எங்களுக்கு சேர்த்து கொடுக்கும்போது இது பெட்டராக இருக்கும் அப்படிங்கிறத நீங்கள் சொன்னீங்கன்னா we'll work on the research part. ஓகே, ஸோ இதில் புதுசாக இருக்கிறது வந்து the gut brain axis interventions, psychobiotics. இப்போ நம்ம 4 terms of biotics பார்த்துட்டோம். What is this psychobiotics? This is the most innovative part that has been under research, where they say நீங்கள் கட்டில் என்ன பாக்டீரியா வச்சுருக்கீங்களோ அது வந்து உங்களோட பிரெயின் ஃபங்க்ஷனை கண்ட்ரோல் பண்ணுறதுக்கான சான்சஸ் இருக்குது அப்படின்னு. ஓகே, ஸோ இதுதான் வந்து கிளினிக்கலாக இப்போ பெரிய லெவலில் போய்கிட்டு இருக்கு. இஃப் வி ஆர் இன்ட்ரெஸ்டட் தென் வி கேன் ஒர்க் ஆன் திஸ் ஆல்சோ. And one mode of action is where the psychobiotics will release neuroactive substances. இந்த நியூரோஆக்டிவ் சப்ஸ்டன்சஸ் வந்து நியூரான்ஸோட ஆக்டிவேஷனுக்கு பெட்டராக இருக்குது அப்படின்னு சொல்லியும் ஸ்டடீஸ் இருக்குது. ஸோ we can look பர்டிகுலர் ப்ரொப்போர்ஷனில் உங்களுக்கு கொடுக்கறது. ஸோ தட் இஸ் பர்சனலைஸ்ட் ப்ரோபயோட்டிக்ஸ். ஸோ பியாண்ட் கட் ஹெல்த், இது வந்து ஹியூமன்ஸ்க்குன்னு நம்ம டிசைட் பண்ணிட்டோம். இது இல்லாமல் வேறு என்ன பண்ண முடியும் ப்ரோபயோட்டிக்ஸை வச்சு அப்படின்னா, யூ ஹாவ் ஸ்கின் கேர் அண்ட் அனிமல் ஹெல்த். நம்மளுக்கு இருக்க அதே பெனிஃபிட்ஸ் அனிமல்ஸ்க்கும் இருக்குது. And more than that, there is one other thing with homeopathy where they use probiotics for plant health also. Okay, then the next one is it is one of an eco-friendly production technique. நீங்கள் ஒரு இண்டஸ்ட்ரியாக போகிற பட்சத்துலையும் you can create a circular economy. அதுதான் இங்கே இருக்க பெரிய ப்ளஸ் பாயிண்ட். ஸோ how do we bridge this tradition and innovation point is we'll have to have a synergy. Only when there is a need it can be addressed. ஸோ நீட் இல்லாத இடத்துல நம்ம ப்ராடக்ட்ஸை டெவலப் பண்ணி யூஸ் கிடையாது. we have 1001 millet based products. எத்தனை பேர் அதை வாங்கி சாப்பிட்றோம்? அப்போ நம்மளுக்கு மில்லட் வேண்டாமா? வேணும். வேணுங்கிறதுனால தானே they are selling it for hundreds and thousands. But that particular need is not being satisfied by our product. இந்த சினர்ஜியை மெயின்டைன் பண்ணுறது ரொம்ப முக்கியம் when we are trying to bridge tradition with innovation. And how can this be achieved? It is by research, innovation and awareness. So thank you. I would like to thank my guide, Dr. Nandini Devi, and the director, National Institute of Siddha, for their opportunity, and the students for your patience. Have you got any questions? Any questions? Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is Shweta. I'm doing my research in the treatment of musculoskeletal disorders using sesame seeds. So, you're all aware of how Siddha is one of the most prominently and predominantly practiced traditional medicine in South India. So, musculoskeletal disorder, it's very as common as knee pain, joint pain, lower back pain, which all of us get. So at this age, a lot of us ignore those symptoms that is given out by us body, thinking it's just as normal as any inflammatory pain. But as age progresses, it worsens, the intensity deepens, and you develop something called as arthritis or osteoporosis and many other intense musculoskeletal disorders. Statistically, if you look at the statistical data, Indians alone have affected by musculoskeletal, young Indians like you, like me, 23.6% of them in India alone are affected by musculoskeletal disorders. So, in traditional medicines, multiple traditional medicines, be it Siddha, Ayurveda, multiple medicinal systems, multiple different types of plants like Azima tetracantha or Ricinus communis, Sesamum indicum. I'm sorry, I don't know the Tamil words of Azima tetracantha and Ricinus communis. But sesame seeds they use for the treatment of musculoskeletal disorder. Now, for my research, have taken sesame seeds because it's most commonly used in our South Indian cooking. All of these, have you ever wondered why we use plants in the treatment of many diseases or disorders? That's because all these plants will have chemicals that are basically beneficial for your health, which in turn are called bioactive compounds. I apologize for my Tamil because I don't know what bioactives are called in Tamil. So, like sesame seeds will have bioactive compounds like sesamin, sesamol, sesamolin, which will have anti-inflammatory or anti-cancer or hypocholesterolic activities, which in turn is helping in treating your disorders. Yeah, so like carrots have carotenoids. Now, carotenoids are bioactive compounds, which is basically vitamin A, which in turn is helping in your night blindness. Yeah, so when you're carrying out research in your Siddha, in Siddha, the biggest question always has been, I am using this plant to treat my disorder or even disease, but how am I going to validate it? To validate my treatment, you need to know what is in my plant which is actually helping me in treating that disorder. Yeah, and for you to actually go at that molecular level, you need to understand what is the molecule that you're interested in, what do you want to extract out of it, because only when you have the molecule or the compound in your hand, you can study more about the compound. When you study more about the compound, you will know if it has these activities or not, and if it's efficiently helping me in treating a disorder. So, because I am in the pursuit of validating my musculoskeletal disorder treatment by sesame seeds, I had to extract a couple of bioactive compounds from my sesame seeds. So, I will talk about a couple of emerging extraction technologies, which I'm not sure if you're aware of or not. I'll still go ahead and talk. So, there first one is ultrasound assisted extraction technology. Ultrasound abina, any sound wave. See, all humans are capable. Now we can only hear somewhere between 20 to 120 hertz. But ultrasound's wave frequency will be somewhere above, will be about 20 kilohertz. So, you'll have an ultrasound chamber. On the chamber, any plant material that you want to extract your compound of interest from, you will either dissolve it in your solvent. So usually in the Madri extraction technologies, we use polar solvents, and majorly food component, any like neenga kodukra medicines le, most of it going to be consumption medicines, right? So if it goes inside your mouth, you might as well use solvents for extraction that is food grade. So usually in the Madri extraction technologies le, we prefer using water. So what happens? Water is taken as your solvent. You dissolve your plant material, whatever your plant material is of your interest, and you pass ultrasound wave frequency. Now, because it's such a high frequency, what happens is when it passes simple with water as my solvent of interest. So it creates cavitation bubbles. Now when you keep giving the frequency for a longer period of time, what happens? These cavitation bubbles will expand. Now they expand, collide with the adjacent bubbles. Pakkathula bubbles collide, they'll burst. When they burst, what happens? And the air, the air is released. Because of that, there's a microjet that's created. Now, this microjet sends shock waves to your plant material, which is dissolved in your solvent. Now, because there is a shock wave, your plant cell wall ruptures. Once your plant cell wall is ruptured, your plant cell wall, which is basically protecting your cell contents inside, is broken down. Once it is broken down, all of your compounds are released into the solvent. So once it's released, you extracted the compound which you wanted. Then you can take it for further analysis. So one technology is ultrasound. Just basically use ultrasound waves which are higher than 20 kilohertz. Yeah. And the second one is microwave assisted. So we all know microwaves are electromagnetic radiation type basically. It has both electric field and it has magnetic field. Now again, in microwave assisted extraction for a chamber. So in this chamber, when you're passing your microwave, and the same like your solvent will be water, you will have your plant material dissolved in it. So when you're passing your microwaves, what happens is this microwave will have electric field, it will have electricity. So what happens is when it passes through water, which is a polar solvent, which is a polar molecule, right? And the electricity will start oscillating because it's interacting with the water molecule. Now, because the electricity is oscillating meaning it is not stable. It's not stably traveling. It's oscillating from point A to point B. If the oscillate agumbodhu, in basic language, it's just dance out of from point A to point B. So, it's when it's oscillating, water molecule enna nadakkum appadina, any water molecule, number basic, you don't even have to be an engineer for this. You will know water has a molecule, right? Hydrogen molecule, 2 hydrogen molecules and 1 oxygen molecule. So every molecule will have a positive charge and a negative charge. Yes? And because it has a positive charge and a negative charge, it has dipole moment. You've read about it in physics in 12th standard or 11th standard? Yeah. So what happens? In the electricity field, when the microwaves oscillate water molecule என்ன நடக்கும் அப்படின்னா அதோட dipole moment electricity oscillation கூட align ஆகணும்ன்றதுக்காக it will keep moving back and forth so that it is in tune with your oscillating electric field. Now because these two movements are happening, there is a lot of friction that's created, and every time there is a friction, there is heat produced. Now this phenomena is called dipole rotation. Now when you are using microwave assisted extraction, the plant cell wall is broken down by the heat which is produced by this dipole rotation. And again the same concept where your cell contents are released, you take it out and you take it for further analysis. And the third one is a very exciting one, supercritical fluid extraction. All of us know supercritical state is where your compound or your molecule, basically any of your carbon dioxide, oxygen, any of it is in a state where it coexists between liquid, solid and gas. It's a very technological term. So supercritical fluid extraction instruction என்ன பண்ணுவாங்கன்னா யூசுவலாக வந்து கார்பன் டை ஆக்சைடு தான் சால்வெண்ட்டாகவே எடுத்துப்பாங்க. ஸோ அதில் வந்து கார்பன் டை ஆக்சைடோட டெம்பரேச்சர் 31 டிகிரி செல்சியஸ்க்கு மேலேயும் அதோட அட்டாமிக் ப்ரெஷர் வந்து 75 ஆட்டம் ப்ரெஷர். இது ரெண்டுல தான் யூஸ்வலி அந்த சேம்பர்ல வச்சிருப்பாங்க. அந்த மாதிரி அந்த டெம்பரேச்சர் அண்ட் ப்ரெஷர் கண்டிஷன்ல என்ன நடக்கும் அப்படின்னா your carbon dioxide will be in two phases. It will act both as gas and it will act as a liquid. That is the speciality of supercritical state. Your any of your anything carbon dioxide, oxygen, nitrogen, anything in a supercritical state will behave both as solids and gases predominantly. Sometimes even as solids also they can behave. So enna nadakum appadina in the chamber la you have your plant material. They will pass carbon dioxide which is at the temperature 31 degrees Celsius and 75 atom pressure in its supercritical state. In the state lab, because it behaves both like gas and like liquid, it will have very high solubility and it will have high diffusivity. Diffusivity meaning it can enter your plant material very easily. So once it enters your plant materials, it dissolves all of your bioactive compounds in carbon dioxide in itself, and it leaches out. So once it's out of the chamber, you remove carbon dioxide, you will get all of your bioactive materials. Then the fourth one is, this is a very common one, enzyme assisted. Now, as food technologists, we work with a lot of enzymes. You might have read about enzymes. Basically, pretty much all of your proteins are enzymes. Enzymes basically either catalyze your reaction, means speed up your reaction, chemical reaction, or they help in cleavage or bond formation. So all of your plant materials other cell wall is usually made up of what? Either pectin, cellulose, or a combination of protein. So you use multiple enzymes like pectinases or proteases or cellulases in your experiment or in your research. You cleave the plant and all of your plant materials is leached, your bioactive compounds is leached out, which you can take for further analysis. And the last one, I am not reading out any of the what are the plants used or advantages, disadvantages, because this is very clear. You can understand what are plants you can use, like ultrasound is used for sesame seeds for all the polyphenols. All these emerging technologies, advantages that they use less of your heat energy, so that pretty much all of your heat sensitive compounds are saved. But one very big drawback of all these emerging technologies is that on a higher scale level, like on a larger scale level, they are expensive to set up. So that's the biggest drawback. And all of you can read through like what are these used, advantages, disadvantages. The fifth one is pulsed electric field. Very similar to microwave. This also, you use electrical energy. So in very, very short time, like 2 seconds to 3 seconds, you send in your electric field. You will have electric field. You send in for like 2 to 3 seconds and remove it. So you do it multiple times. What happens? On the plant material, like plant cell wall, small pores are created. Now because these small pores are created, the permeability of bioactive compounds becomes easier. So you can remove your bioactive compounds, take it out and go take for further analysis. These are the 5 that I wanted to concentrate on. I am working on, this is how your extraction chambers of, that's ultrasound assisted extraction, that's how the microwave would look. And this is supercritical fluid. Enzyme chamber is basically you use enzymes, and then pulsed electric field. I am working on infrared because infrared is basically in electromagnetic spectrum. Again, it falls somewhere between UV. UV, like you use பண்ணிருப்பீங்க உங்க experiments like UV. Again, they're all spectrums. So IR radiation it basically takes out sources from heat or fire. Now ரொம்ப சின்ன டைம்ல you pass heat energy, your molecules are excited to the vibration state, and because of this your plant cell wall softens because there is high temperature, and it dissolves all of your bioactive compounds. You again get your bioactive compounds in your hand. All of these you do because you, at the end of the day, you need your bioactive components to do further analysis and check whether your treatment is actually going in the right direction or not. So I would like to once you've gotten your bioactive compound, you can further do analysis by doing molecular docking studies. Again, something which is very technical, or you can go further by doing cell line studies, animal studies, and the bioactive compounds. If you are allowed to do animal studies, you can inject in the animal, basically mice, and see how it is reacting in certain concentrations and conditions. So you can further see how it is responding to your treatment. By that you come to a conclusion that yes, the plant material which is being used for the treatment according to traditional medicine textbooks is right. So that's how you validate. Yeah, thank you.
Hello. Hi, I'm Anupriya, research scholar under Dr. G. Nandini Devi. So, first, எல்லாரும் attentive இருக்கீங்களா? எப்போ உங்களுக்கு like college timing முடியுது?
ஆல்ரெடி முடிஞ்சிச்சு. அப்போ நாங்கள் வந்து உங்களோட டைம் எக்ஸ்ட்ரா வேஸ்ட் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கோமா? சரி, ஓகே, let me keep it very short, okay? I won't take much of your time. So, உங்களுக்கு snacks timeலாம் இருக்கும்ல. So my research is actually on anti-diabetic activity using herbs. So in the presentation வந்து investigating herbal synergism using Raman spectroscopy and chemometrics. So title கொஞ்சம் complicated-ஆ இருக்கும். Chemometrics, Raman spec. Raman spec உங்களுக்கு தெரிஞ்சிருக்க chances இருக்கு. Raman spec தெரியுமா? Yes, no. ஏதாச்சும் சொன்னீங்கன்னா நான் proceed பண்ணுவேன்.
No. You all passed 12th, right? So we read about Sir C.V.
Raman, who got Nobel Prize for something in physics. Yeah, for what he got Nobel Prize? For Raman spectroscopy, which was discovered
in 1928, and he got Nobel Prize in 1930, the only physician in India to get Nobel Prize till now. Okay, so you should have known about it, but that's okay. So chemometrics is actually a statistical tool, which is actually user friendly if we know to use it. So next slide.
Yeah. So this is Raman spectroscopy, actually the instrument in the top right corner. So where we can use our herbs as extracts, maybe aqueous extracts as such. Why we choose Raman spectroscopy is like previously the course scholars said about IR. So IR is also used for the herbal analysis, but Raman is used superior or considered superior over IR because it's actually need a minimal sample preparation. That is as such நீங்க herbs எடுத்துட்டு போய் அதை வச்சிடலாம். உங்களோட எந்த எக்ஸ்ட்ராக்டா இருந்தாலும் சரி, லைக் aqueous extracts இருந்தாலும் சரி, whatever extract அப்படியே எடுத்துட்டு போய் வைக்கலாம். ஸோ அதனால தான் வந்து அது வந்து மினிமல் சாம்பிள் ப்ரிப்பரேஷன் ஆர் நான் டெஸ்டட்னு சொல்றோம். அண்ட் இதெல்லாம் வந்து நாங்கள் பண்ண கோடிங்ஸ் லைக் மேட் லேப்ல அது மாதிரி பண்ணிட்டு we had taken up plots. So actually இது வந்து என்னோட work. So என்னோட work வந்து anti-diabetic activity incorporating two herbs, which I got to know from the ma'am working here. That is, one is Cinnaregulata, that is agare, and second one is synth. So இந்த ரெண்டு herbs வந்து எப்படி synergistic-ஆ இருக்கும்ன்றது எனக்கு தெரியாது, அவங்க சொல்லி எனக்கு தெரிஞ்சிச்சு. But to prove it that it has synergism, அது வந்து we got to know through Raman spectroscopy interplaying with the chemometrics. So how is that? So we can see இங்க தெரியுதா peaks, இங்கேயும் லைக் முன்னாடியும் இந்த 399 இருக்கும். So இதுல வந்து polyphenols அப்படின்னு இருக்கு. So my bioactive is catechol, so which falls under polyphenols. So இது ரெண்டும் synergistic-ஆ இருக்கு, அதுதான் antibiotic activity-யோட metabolic pathway-ல work on ஆகுது அப்படின்னு we came to know. So அது வந்து prove பண்ணியிருக்கோம் நாங்க வந்து chemometrics-ல. How அப்படின்னு அப்படின்ற நான் இன்னொன்னோட சொல்வேன். ஸோ இந்த வந்து செகண்ட் கேஸ் ஸ்டடி விச் இஸ்
ட்ரிஃபலா நீங்கள் காமனாக யூஸ்
பண்ணிட்டு இருப்பீங்க ட்ரிஃபலா. ஸோ கடுக்காய், நெல்லி, தாண்டிக்காய். ஸோ இது மூணுத்துலேயுமே வந்து பீக்ஸ் இங்கே இருந்திருக்கும். 3000s பீக்ஸ் வந்து கம்பைன் ஆகி கிளஸ்டர் பண்ணியிருக்கோம். ஸோ தட் வி சே ஆஸ் அ பயோஆக்டிவ் விச் கிவ்ஸ் immunomodulatory effects. So இதெல்லாம் வந்து I'm like just rushing it up because we have 2 more presentations. If you have any doubts, you can ask me. I will be very happy to guide you or help you out. So chemometrics is actually a statistical tool, and we had applied MATLAB codings in this, and we have a data of this. So இதில் நீங்கள் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா like this is scenario ஆவாரை and சீந்தில். ஸோ இதோட heat map வந்து merge ஆகுது. ஸோ heat map merge ஆகிறதுனால வந்து we can say that these two herbs have a synergistic effect rather than an antagonistic effect. Like synergistic effect na these two can combine அந்த மாதிரி whatever உங்களோட மெடிசன்ஸ்க்கு நீங்கள் யூஸ் பண்ணுறீங்க அப்படின்னா. ஸோ ஒரு ஒன்லைனராக இந்த ப்ரெசன்டேஷன் நான் சொல்லணும்னா any herbs like maybe you are a doctor, so உங்களுக்கு தெரிஞ்சிருக்கும் எந்த herbs combine பண்ணக்கூடாதுன்னு as a commoner or as a technologist எனக்கு தெரியாது. So if we take a random of 8 herbs actually we collected. So 8 herbs we did Raman and we applied chemometrics. அதுக்கப்புறம் we had a overlay of herbal spectral data and chemometric data. So இது வச்சுட்டு we can say like whether this is synergistic, we can combine it or not. So actually this is my presentation, and this is like we can see the clusters. So it's like not a
manipulated data. This is the data we got. So which proves that it's the combination of these two herbs can work. So I just rushed it up. So if you have any
questions, you can ask it.
Actually, it's not antagonistic. I'm saying like, exactly. Okay. Maybe we can take Bacopa. Bacopa is like for a cognitive enhancement technique. Okay. So if the phytochemicals are not matching, if we say we took for Senna auriculata, so we can see that only the mapping is matching for Senna and Tinospora slightly with Phyllanthus emblica, like amla. So it's proving that amla can also be consumed by a person who's having diabetic. So whereas Bacopa is not matching with the heat maps of these 3 herbs. So Bacopa can't be consumed by a patient who's having diabetic. So it's like not recommended. We are just matching with the phytochemicals, ma'am. That is the bioactives. So in case of Senna or Tinospora, we have a arabinogalactan polysaccharide which is matching, as well as catechin, a polyphenol which is matching. So we are actually regulating the phytochemical with the metabolic pathway. That is whether it is highest amylose inhibition or reduces the blood sugar or whatever it is. Say if it's not matching, it's antagonistic, but I'm saying like it's more synergistic. I'm not claiming it to be antagonistic. It's like we can use these drugs for a particular disease or whatever. Yeah, thank you.
Hi, good evening. I'm Vijay Shri. First, I'd like to thank my guide Nandini ma'am and the director opportunity. So today we'll be looking into an emerging technique, 3D printing technology. So here we'll be also looking at how it can be integrated with traditional plants. So first, what is 3D printing?
So it is an emerging technique that actually manufactures food layer by layer. So it creates a three-dimensional product. So here what happens is we use CAD software, which is like C++ integrated software that is used to create intricate designs. So அதை வச்சு we'll be able to formulate complicated designs that are normally very difficult to do it by any other common person. So அதை பண்ணிட்டு we'll be able to print the food product into a plate. So here, if you can see, this is a 3D printer. You have a nozzle through which the feed will flow, and then it will be forming layers. So here, how we can design this complicated structure? நம்ம கையால பண்றதுக்கு difficult-ஆ இருக்கிறது எல்லாமே we'll be able to do it with 3D printing technology. So here, why 3D printing technology is another question. So நம்ம நிறைய கைப்படாம robotic process-ஆ இருக்கிறதுனால we'll be having lesser contamination. So contamination less-ஆ இருந்தா உங்களுக்கு என்ன benefit இருக்குன்னா you have better shelf life and production on demand. உங்களுக்கு எப்போ தேவையோ அப்போ மட்டுமே நம்ம produce பண்ணிக்கலாம். You don't have to produce in bulk and then store it. Instead இது வந்து it will be more efficient to prevent food wastage and complicated
designs. So நம்ம எல்லாருமே வந்து கையில டிசைன் பண்றோம் அப்படின்னா it cannot be replicated for thousands or lakhs of designs இல்லை. So for that we need to
precisely manufacturing வந்து பண்றதுக்கு this is one of the useful technique. And personalized nutrition, as ma'am said, like நமக்கு என்ன தேவையோ individualக்கு it will keep varying இல்லையா. So if one person is deficient with zinc, அவங்களுக்கு வந்து அதை மட்டுமே fortify பண்ணி will be able to give them food. Another person, if they are deficient with some other mineral or micronutrient, other fortify பண்ணி will be able to give them personalized nutrition. And consumer acceptance வந்து will be very high. நார்மலா ஒரு ப்ராடக்ட் எடுத்து நம்ம கொடுக்கறதுக்கும் டிஃப்ரெண்ட் ஷேப் ஆர் சைஸ் ஆர் கலர்ஸ் அந்த மாதிரி மாற்றி நம்ம கொடுக்கறதுக்கும் there's lot of difference. So அதை வச்சு we'll be having better consumer acceptance and as I said high accuracy and efficiency. Like robotic processக்கும் ஒரு மேனுவலா பண்றதுக்கும் there's a lot of difference in terms of accuracy. So these are the types of 3D printing. So the first one is we will be using a screw that will extrude the product on the print bed. And the second one is using a syringe. Normally நம்ம வந்து எப்படி இன்ஜெக்ஷன்லாம் போடுவோம் இல்லையா அதே மாதிரி தான் they'll be using the plunger to extrude the food material. And in the third one air use பண்ணுவாங்க இதுவும் அதே மாதிரி pressure தான் but here they are using air, compressed air. So on the fourth one here we'll be using same like the syringe base but here to make the product like நம்ம இப்போ அதை print பண்ணோன்னா it should be stable for the next structure to form on it. அதுக்காக we'll be using infrared lamps or CO2 lasers. Okay. So first இது எப்படி நம்ம
design பண்றோம்னா we will be choosing the ingredients. So அதை பார்த்துட்டு we'll have to see if the material is printable as such or not. For example
நம்ம chocolate print பண்றோம்னா it is printable because it has a lot of sugar and starch. And இப்போ நீங்க வந்து other
materials like நம்ம apple puree or something else we are going to print na it's not printable because it won't stay stable when you print. So it requires a lot of additives to be added like hydrocolloids to make it stable. So அது வந்து printable-ஆ இல்லையான்னு பார்த்துட்டு
we'll have to go for some pre-processing techniques. And then after that we'll have to design the recipe. எல்லா ingredients-ம் நம்ம optimize பண்ணணும் based on sensory and printability. So அதுக்கப்புறமா அந்த feed அந்த nozzle வழியா is it passing அப்படின்றத we'll have to finalize. So if it is going to pass then you will get the 3D printed product and then post process பண்ணிட்டு we'll have the final product. So we have a lot of things to optimize. First one is the rheology. அது வந்து flowable-ஆ இருக்கணும். So rheology is the ability to flow of any material, right? So அது flow ஆகிறத பொறுத்து தான் it will go down. And nozzle speed, nozzle diameter, height இது எல்லாமே we'll have to optimize to get the desired shape. And application இது எங்கெல்லாம் யூஸ் பண்றாங்கன்னா first in space foods. So the astronauts we are using because like I said earlier it has lesser contamination. So அதனால for spaceல நமக்கு அதை சாப்பிடணும் அப்படின்னா it should be stable for over years, right? So அதுக்கு வந்து it's very useful. And non-conventional meat அப்படின்னு or people with swallowing disorders like dysphagia, அவங்களுக்கெல்லாமே வந்து it will be very useful if you're going to 3D print the meals. And fortified food, like I said, எப்படி நமக்கு வந்து personalized nutrition கொடுக்க முடியும், அந்த மாதிரி will be able to fortify the particular product, traditional medicine or any other additive like vitamins into the feed, and then we'll be able to print it. So here traditional plants la idha eppadi nama integrate pandrona, 3D printing, it does not involve any heat process throughout the process. So what happens is we will not be losing any heat sensitive material, and this can be tailor made for individuals, like I said, personalized nutrition. And finally the product is very appealing. So what are the disadvantages nu pata? First is high cost. So the initial cost of setting up a 3D printer is very high, and process optimization வந்து ஒரு ரெசிபிக்கு பண்ண மாதிரி இன்னொரு ரெசிபிக்கு பண்ண முடியாது. So it keeps varying. So we'll have to look into the optimization of the process, and then an inclusion of additives. So food additives போடுறப்போ sometimes health conscious consumers, they tend to not use the product இல்லையா, organic green label அப்படிலாம் சொல்லிட்டு they might not use. So அதெல்லாமே it is disadvantage. So this is actually my work. Here we'll be looking it as quickly as possible. So first வந்து we have done a pre-treatment process for the feed. Inga வந்து we have used marine based protein, that is seaweeds, and then it has been 3D printed. எப்படின்னா nozzle diameter, speed and particle size வந்து has been optimized, and then this has been achieved. So finally after achieving the product, post treatment processes have been done. So first வந்து nozzle diameter 3 mm வச்சப்போ I didn't get the product, but 1.5 அந்த மாதிரி when I reduced I was able to get it. And then speed optimize பண்றப்போ 50% of speed rate ல வந்து I was able to achieve a proper structure. So this is the final product, and then I was post treated. So treat பண்றப்போ microwave dry பண்ணிட்டு it was rehydrated, which retained the structure, whereas freeze dried and clay dried product வந்து it is not retain the structure. So அதோட hardness and springiness was compared using texture analyzer. So it was soya and chicken, they were taken as control. So அது எப்படி நான் என்னோட formulated product, how it is resembling high protein products like soya and chicken, it was studied. So பாத்தீங்கன்னா freeze dried and microwave, they have more or less similar values to chicken, and steam cooked and tray dried product, they have more or less similar values to soya. So we have actually achieved a similar texture profile using plant based, marine plant based protein. So that's it. Thank you.
Good evening. Thank you for this opportunity. Don't worry, this is the last presentation and I won't be taking much of your time. So during CTTM inauguration, we had delegates from NIS displaying their products, and they were actually halfway through in developing some hard candy using sugar and agrahara extract. You should have been familiar with that, which is anacyclus pyridine. So ma'am, my guide ma'am said, why not we just take that up, fine tune it so that we can have a collaboration and probably commercialization. And that's when we started with this mini project. So our project title is formulation of refined sugar free medicated hair lozenges using anacyclus pyrethrine root extract. So yes, the problem statement was we were trying to formulate lozenges for septic sore throat, and the target organism here is Streptococcus pyogenes.
So what we did was, first we sourced the anacyclus pyrethrum and we did some literature review as well. We came to know that it has proven anti-inflammatory activity and antimicrobial activity, but its antimicrobial activity against Streptococcus pyogenes was not explored. So first we started with also identifying the sugar. We wanted to make it sugar free, so we were looking for options and we came up with isomalt. It is a sugar alcohol, which means it does not confer any calories to you when you eat that. And then stevia, because isomalt is only 50% as sweet as sugar.
So we wanted to improve its sweetness, and so we came up with stevia. Stevia is another low-calorie, non-nutritive sweetener from stevia leaves. So the workflow was, initially we dried and ground the root, then we extracted it, formulated the lozenges, and then we characterized.
So the first one was particle size determination, to know what would be the size of the particle for extraction. Then we did two methods of extraction. One was microwave extraction and decoction extraction. Based on the phenolic and DPPH, that is antioxidant activity, we identified the microwave extraction at 720 watts to be the perfect combination for extraction. Then we went for some antibacterial activity test where we identified that it had pretty much good antibacterial activity against Streptococcus pyogenes, which was quite comparable to azithromycin, which is a very well-known antimicrobial drug. Then we went to identify the minimum inhibitory concentration, that is how much concentration per lozenge we have to maintain so that we will get that activity. So we did that and we identified 2.5 mg as the optimum concentration. So then we went for formulation. We tried 3 ratios because we wanted to optimize isomalt and honey. We also added honey because honey is known to improve the bioavailability of the active compounds present
in anacyclus. So we optimized by doing 3 formulations.
Then we went to evaluate it sensorially. This is a 9-point hedonic scales radar chart wherein we compare the appearance, texture, flavor, mouthfeel and the overall acceptability for the 3 formulated samples.
We found that 80-20 blend of isomalt and honey gave the best texture and appearance and taste.
So then we went for proximate analysis. This is the usual one which we do for any food product. We look for the moisture, ash, fat and the sugar. Since it's a sweet product, we went for total sugar and reducing sugar, which was totally contributed by honey, not by isomalt. Then we did some physical analysis. Generally you do for tablets, right? Friability, then hygroscopicity, thickness, hardness and weight per lozenge. And that was a small project which we did in our lab.
And this project
we believe is going to have a good commercial viability. Because one point
is it is refined sugar free, and second it has proven antimicrobial activity against Streptococcus. So if you have any doubts you can ask. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for the wonderful session and the valuable insights. I think it's a great learning for all of us. I would like to invite our professor, Dr. Meenakshi Sundaram sir, to present the memento and certificate to our chief guest.
Good evening to every one of you. Before handing over the certificate and the memento to our chief guest, hope this session would have give you at least some information for you so that you can work in near future for the development of our system so that it can be used by everyone for the well-being of the society. On behalf of NIS and the director and all the faculties, students and friends of National Institute of Siddha, I hereby register my sense of gratitude to Dr. Nandini Devi and her team for having shared their wonderful time in sharing their work to us so that they have enlightened us with some of newly, what can I say, new information and new technology so that we can work further in that pathway. So once again, thank you, madam, and thank you, the PG, the scholars from Anna University. Thank you, Nandal. Thank you.
Sir, thank you so much, sir, for this opportunity, of course. ஆனால் நான் அந்த கொஷின்ஸ் கேட்கறதுல நீங்களா எஸ்கேப் ஆகிற மாதிரி இருக்கு. அப்படியே இங்கேருந்து அப்படியே மைக்ரேட் ஆகி கடைசி சீட்
வரைக்கும் போயிட்ட மாதிரி இருக்கு. எனி டைம் இஃப் த டோர் ஓப்பன்ஸ் அவ்வளோதான் அவுட். கரெக்டா? And anyway, we are very sorry for this, like we took your time. But இது என்னன்னா ஒரு நியூ டெக்னாலஜிஸ் we wanted to just ஒரு இன்சைட்ஸ் மாதிரி உங்களுக்கு கொடுக்கணும்னு
ஆசைப்பட்டோம். because you people have to just come forward. ஏன்னா you are very strong with your aspects. உங்களோட ட்ரெடிஷ்னல் அந்த ஹர்ப்ஸ்லையும் சரி மெடிசல் பிளான்ட்ஸ்ல இந்த மாதிரி இதெல்லாமே you are very strong. ஸோ நாங்கள் வந்து இப்போ ஃபுட் ப்ராசஸிங் அந்த டெக்னாலஜிஸ் அதில் வந்து நாங்கள் ஸ்ட்ராங்குன்னு சொல்ல முடியாது. ஓகே வச்சுக்கலாம். பட் எனிவே லைக் இஃப் வி ஒர்க் டுகெதர் இன் த சென்ஸ் ஆப்வியஸ்லி வி கேன் ஜஸ்ட் கிரியேட் வெரி குட் திங்ஸ். அண்ட் அஃப்கோர்ஸ் இந்த லாஸ்ட் ப்ரெசன்டேஷன் வந்து ஒரு பிடெக் ப்ராஜெக்டாக நாங்கள் கொடுத்து ஸோ தே ஜஸ்ட் டிட் தட். ஸோ இட் இஸ் ஜஸ்ட் இந்த ப்ராடக்டோட நாங்கள் கையில் கொண்டு வந்தோம். ஆக்சுவலி ஜஸ்ட் வி வாண்டட் டு ஜஸ்ட் கிவ் இட் டு யூ சார். நாங்கள் டேரக்டர்கிட்ட பேசணும் அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு பிகாஸ் வி வாண்டட் டு கோ ஃபார் கமர்ஷியலைசேஷன் அஃப்கோர்ஸ். ஏன்னா இது ஏற்கனவே அவங்க நேஷனல் இன்ஸ்டியூட் ஆஃப் சித்தா அன்னைக்கு வந்து அங்கே டிஸ்பிளே பண்ணும்போது டாக்டர் சதீஷ் அண்ட்
அமுதவல்லி மேம். ஸோ வி ஹேட் அ டிஸ்கஷன் தேர். அதை பேஸ் பண்ணி தான் அந்த ப்ராஜெக்டை ஒரு ஸ்டூடெண்ட்க்கு கொடுத்து
ஸோ வி ஜஸ்ட் ஃபார்முலேட்டட் பிகாஸ்
அவங்க கொண்டு வந்தப்போ இட் வாஸ் லைக் அ பவுடர். இப்படி நம்ம பவுடராக கொடுத்தா இட் ஒன்ட் பி நைஸ் மேம். ஒய் கான்ட் வி ஜஸ்ட் மேக்கர்ஸ் ஒரு
நல்ல ஒரு ப்ராடக்டாக அந்த ஒரு லாசேஜஸ் பண்ணலாம்னு சொல்லிட்டு வி ஹேட் அ டிஸ்கஷன் அண்ட் இட் வாஸ் இம்ப்ளிமெண்டட் ஆல்சோ அண்ட் வி ஜஸ்ட் காட் த ப்ராடக்ட்.
And we have to go for commercialization. Adhe madri the too many things can be done. So this is one of the example. So very soon we will commercialize, and again I'll just come back to you guys like how many of you are interested in food technology and come back.
Okay, thank you so much for the patient listening and interaction, of course.
Thank you sir.
Also, I request the PGD to provide certificates to the research scholars from Anna University. Miss Anapriya S. Miss Shweta Ji. Miss Haraniyar. Miss Vijayashri K.
Please, sir, kindly come over, dais for the photograph.